can hypermobility actually get worse with age? As we age, our tissues tend to stiffen up, which is good when you're hypermobile because then things get better with time, which is a good thing. And if you think about kids, super flexible. When you think about elderly, flexible is not really usually what comes to mind. And so when you're hypermobile, one of the nice things is you can be one of the old people who can still put on your shoes, pick things up off the floor, which is not the case for everybody. Now, if you have a genetic condition and you have a vascular or organ issue that goes along with your genetic condition, this may not apply to you. And so this is more just in dealing with like the joint hypermobility and musculoskeletal aspects. But arthritis is not shown to correlate with hypermobility in the research, which is a good thing. But what does happen, and what people start to kind of confuse and mix up as we age, is the difference between hypermobility symptoms and joint deterioration. So, for example, one of the things I like to picture and to tell people about is if you think about going to your local 5K race, wherever you are, you kind of sit on the sidelines, you watch all the runners go by. There are some runners that'll be toward the front who, when you watch them, it's just effortless. They just float across the ground, it looks easy, and it's really fun to watch them. Now you have other people, and it doesn't, time isn't as big of a factor, but as they come across, it looks painful. Like, it is not pretty, they look like they're struggling, you just know they're gonna hurt tomorrow. And that's that difference. So when you're hypermobile, if you're using your joints incorrectly and you're putting a lot of extra strain on them, over time, you deteriorate that joint, just like everybody else does. And that's where you can create cartilage damage and labral tears and just general joint deterioration. That gets worse over time. And those tend to be more joint specific. And so, the key is to really start to take care of yourself now. So wherever you're at in this process, the better you can take care of yourself now, the more you can change your future later. Because once that joint is trashed, you have to deal with it where it is. But if you can prevent it from becoming damaged, that's huge. That now changes your outcome. So in my own example with my hip deterioration, I didn't have hip problems for years. If you wait for pain to change something, a lot of times that's going to be too late. So all of the gymnastics that I did, all of working on my flexibility for the splits and for yoga and all of these things, by the time I knew I had a problem in my hips, my joints were not in good shape, and now I have to manage that and deal with replacements moving forward. But for my other joints, I can manage and I can work on my strength and my position, and I can keep them going so that way my outcomes are going to be much, much better and are much better because I feel better.